It just says something wrong. Hit go live and it says something's wrong.
Huh.
Refresh. It says refresh your page. It says we're live.
Huh. Welcome to Small Business Social, the podcast where we celebrate makers, dreamers, and doers building big things in their communities. I'm Kara Varikis,
And I'm Steve Seymour.
and we're here to shine a light on small business owners and experts who inspire us all. So today, it's just the two of us.
Yes, it is.
I'm so excited.
I was sick last week.
Sorry, guys.
Just in case you guys want to know.
So that happens. Being a small business person, you get sick and you have to do all the other things in order to keep your business afloat. And so sometimes our podcast just has to pause for a second.
Unless you have employees, and then what
Yes,
do you do?
You delegate.
That's right.
So that's one of the things we want to talk about today. There's a lot of topics that we're probably just going to kind of seamlessly chat through. But delegation as a small business owner is amazing. It took us a really long time to get there. And now that we've just hired additional help at the store, it is, I say life changing, but it truly is. Like you get so much time back in your day.
So it's definitely worth it mentally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, when you're starting, I mean, you know, because you do all the things for your businesses now. I mean, you have to do all the things. You have to show up on the days where you don't want to. You have to be the
It's
person.
almost every day, but because it's always problems, some new problem.
There's always something.
Yep.
There's always. And, you know, for us at the store, it's, you know, we're the ones who answer the emails, we answer the phones, we're ringing customers out, we're cleaning. You know, Eric is also part janitor. It's like we do all the things. And so once you know, we brought Tracy on, and thank goodness for her because she's been a soul saver for the two of us for the last couple of years, truly since we opened. So we finally got our evenings back. You know, it was at the point where when we first opened, I was there, Eric was there. We were open 65 hours a week. And that was just running the store. That
Yeah.
wasn't everything.
Never mind the other business on top
Right.
of that.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, for us, delegation is super hard because you want to own all those things, right?
Yes.
Like you want to make sure it's perfect. Like with your stuff, you want to make
Exactly.
sure your editing is great and your customer communication is on point. All of that is so important. And so to be able to delegate to somebody that you trust, you know, you trust it with your business, like that's your everything.
All right. What would you say if you were to just to hire someone on top of that? Is it when do you get to that point where you think you can hire someone financially? That's a tough call, isn't it?
That it is, and it's a lot of forecasting. So Eric, thank goodness, is our numbers guru, and he's got spreadsheets on spreadsheets for, you know, the next couple of years and projections. But now that we've had 2 years of sales data, you know, your first year is like, oh well, it's our opening year. People are just discovering us, and we're new and exciting, so people want to come because we're new and different. So your first year is always really hard. Your second year is like, okay, you know, you're getting there, you're trying different things in terms of marketing and getting people in the door. For us, more makers were finding us through referrals and social media, which was huge. So now we're starting to track what is now
And you're
our year
starting to become
3.
self-sufficient on top
Right.
of that, so which
Yeah.
is really good.
It's huge. But looking at all of that data is, for me, is really overwhelming. So, you know, if you have an accountant or if you have an Eric, thank
I was just going to
goodness,
say have an Eric, yeah.
that can do those things, you can really look to see, you know, okay, around this time, you know, it's a projection, so it's not always definite, but you could say, okay, you know, it looks like our sales, you know, they start to go up, we watch them go down, you know, in retail, whatever it is, but you know, around this time, we could really benefit from having extra help, and we can afford it.
Okay, so what do you do with that extra time? Do you use it for your mental health, or do you
Oh,
use it
man.
to, let's say, continue growing your business,
I'd say
or
it's
do
a
you
mix.
split it a little bit?
I would say it's a mix. So now I'm able to come here and do this with you.
Mhm.
a year or two ago, that wouldn't have been a thing, which is why this has
Well,
always
we,
been
we
a big
talked about
trademark
this a
thing.
year or two ago. We never got around to it.
But yeah, I mean, tonight after we leave here, Eric and I are going to hang out at home and have like a super low key night. But there are some nights where I have to go back to the store after I leave the studio and I help run events, or we're helping to close, or we're getting ready for our next theme change. Or it's Eric and I at home, but we're talking business. I mean, I feel like that's really natural.
Isn't that sad though?
It's
It-
all the time.
I know it is,
all the time.
but you need it to survive though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
And-
like in my case, I don't have to. I mean, I hire people, but they're subcontractors,
Which
and
is so
basically,
different.
yeah,
So you should
I
talk about that.
outsource. Yeah, I outsource my work because in the photography business, you can outsource your work. In the beginning, like you probably won't be making a lot of money, so it doesn't make sense
Right.
until you start getting overwhelmed with the amount of work that you have, and you get stuck in a position where you're leveling out.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you might have to take a little bite financially to outsource your stuff, but then again, you're freeing up time mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to use that mental time to expand your business or start thinking about new things that you can do with your business, and you have reliable outsourcing customers,
Yeah.
people that you deal with,
Right.
then you feel more confident on doing that. So
So when you're looking at outsourcing, because again, this is something I have never done truthfully, do you look at like a certain dollar threshold in terms of the projects you have coming in, or is it just sheer number of projects or hours that you're allocating? Like, what do you look at for?
all right, so for
that?
me, one of my businesses is real estate photography, right? So after you've been in the business for a long time, you'll have people start hitting you up. Do you need editors? Do you need editors? And you get them
Right.
they're usually from like Asia or India, like
Hmm.
India or Vietnam, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a dollar goes a long way over there.
Right.
So they would edit, let's say 60 cents to $2 a photo. Okay. So you got to think about it. Okay. So I'm spending that, and that photo would cost me, I mean, probably 5 minutes to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that worth it? Considering I'm giving you 200 at a time,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's every day.
Wow.
So it's worth it. But the thing is, you have to find someone who is a quality worker and has consistency,
Mm-hmm.
because you have editors where they're called editing farms,
Okay.
where they just get the assignment and whoever's sitting at the desk will get that. You know what I mean? So you won't,
Okay.
there won't be any consistency. So you have to build a rapport with a certain person
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, listen, can I only use you? I don't want anyone else but you.
Right.
And then if they can't do that, then you move on, because there's like a million other people that are willing to do it.
Yeah.
And if and like you said, I would set myself with a financial threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I can only afford this. I'm probably going to lose a little bit in the beginning, but then again, I'm freeing up space mentally, because
Mm-hmm.
if you have a mental breakdown, you're not going to work, and you're
You're
not
not
going to make
helpful to
any money
anyone.
at all. You know what I
No.
mean? So even if it's just, you don't have to do all your work, outsourced, just some of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my part of the business, anyways.
So when you're doing this outsourcing and you're connecting with these people over the years now, essentially, do you feel as though you kind of have like a roster, like a team roster of people that now you can rely on and delegate these tasks to fairly regularly?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. So yeah, what I do is, like, sometimes these people will get busted because they try to, let's say they're sick. Okay. So they'll hand it off to their friend. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not the same quality.
Right.
But they're usually pretty good about it. They're like, okay, I apologize. I'll give you credits or whatever.
that's-
You know what I mean?
okay.
And there's also services that you can go out there and say, there's like a pool of people that you can pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one, I think it's called Pixel Mob. Okay. So what Pixel Mob is, it's a service, and they have like hundreds of editors, and you can see all their work,
Mm-hmm.
and what they charge, and so you buy credits.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? So they make their money, the Pixel Mob people, but it's a small percentage. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So you know what you're paying, and there's no upcharging or anything like that, and you can charge whatever you want. Like I
Mhm.
charge $200 a property, and I do like 5 a day. You know what I
Right.
mean? So 5 days a week, and then but yeah, so you have to, and that means if I have a large house, 250 photos
Right.
have to be narrowed down to 40, and then they have to be edited, and I'm working 15 hours a day, and
Mhm.
and it's just mentally, it's very, very bad. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
But
lot. I mean, I can't even imagine that. Like we've talked about this before. I'm so grateful to have Eric as a business partner because we're able to kind of take our strengths and weaknesses and work off of each other.
right.
Without that, I don't really know if we would be where we are today.
Oh yeah, you
You
wouldn't have
know,
time to golf or anything.
there would be no golfing. I don't think I would even be trying to golf if I didn't know
Yeah.
him.
I'm like, hey, you want to shoot a commercial today? No, I'm golfing today. Yeah, that's Kara. Yeah.
That was our one day. But I will tell you, our schedule for the next, oh my God, I don't even know. I don't even know when our next vacation will truly be. It's probably in January or February. Because now we're in like our go season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't think I have a free Monday. I think that was my last free Monday.
Really?
I think that might have been it.
Mm.
Now that I think about it.
We got to shoot that commercial soon then.
I know. We're getting all ramped up right now for the holiday season because for us, this is like go time. So, talk about delegating, right? So, now we have our new theme all set up in the store. It's all Halloween and Nightmare Before Christmas, which is super fun.
That's why I love your business, because you can switch it up and you don't get bored. You know what I mean? So
And that's what we love. You know, our customers love it, our makers love it. But it's just, I don't know, like we're in this go mode now, and we have the Big E coming up. So, we're going to be up there for all 17 days. So, now we're just straight out and being able to delegate and trust people. So, this year,
that's a big thing, is trust.
it's huge.
Trusting your own power, like you were just saying earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. So last year when we were at the Big E, Eric and I finagled away and we had lots of family help, which was tremendous. And if you're a small business owner, then you totally understand, phone a friend when you have, limited funds. And it's one of those things where we were asked to do the Big E and it was like, okay, we're going to say yes and figure it out later. And later came really quick. And so we had to figure it out. And we were up there again for all 17 days. I got super sick. So this year we decided to bring on additional help and have that person stay through the holidays, which is going to be a game changer for us because I said to Eric, I don't know the last time we got a Christmas tree. Like,
Really?
We decorate the store.
I was
and
going to
then
say,
we're
you
like,
decorate your whole store and then you don't have a Christmas tree in your own house.
We don't because
That's dedication
we were
right
there to sleep and check in on the fur babies. And so this year, I hope if he's listening, that we're going to get a Christmas tree because we have 2 staff members this year, which I couldn't even imagine. I was like, what am I going to do with all this time? I don't even know
I
yet.
got some plans for you. But yeah, jeez.
So delegating not only is important to give you that free time, but it allows you to do so much more with the business. So now we're able to have the store open regular hours, no questions asked, and fully staff the Big E for 17 full days. Whereas last year it was like a lot of going back and forth, and Eric and I were meeting in the driveway and like exchanging merchandise in the driveway, sleeping, and then doing it again the next day.
That's the hustle.
That
You
is
gotta
totally
hustle.
it. And I'm so glad we did it because it got us through that year. But now this year we can delegate again to people we trust who can be there for our vendors, to be there for our customers, to be there for our community while we are, I say out, but we're up in Massachusetts for that time.
Right.
So I don't know. It took us a long time to get there. It's the same at the shop. For Dusty Dude, we now work with Jay Brand & Co. and we trust him 150%, 200% to get work done, to get it done the best way he possibly can, where it has our logo on it. And we never thought we'd be in that place.
That's a great place to be.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
I hate to say the words circle back.
Yeah.
But oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Oh my God. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. When you said, well, take on the job and we'll figure it out later.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh.
working
yes.
on, you know how many times I've done that?
Tell me
But-
everything.
Well, the thing is like especially if you're first starting in your small business, take it on. If you
Mhm.
think it's not impossible, if it is possible, there's YouTube University.
Yes.
Do it. Just
Mhm.
take on the damn job and figure it out later. If you fail, and if you're a newer business, if you fail,
It's fun.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're going to have plenty of fails. And then that's how you figure out what's working for you and what's not.
Mhm.
always take the job unless it's like totally like, you can't do it.
Right. Like if you have zero experience and you couldn't even try to figure it out, that's a good sign to walk away.
Right. But if you have a special skill set and you're like, oh, I can do this. I've never done it before, but I am still good in this field.
Mm-hmm.
Take it on, do
Yeah.
it. Because it might be something that will bring you in a different direction and
Yes.
be profitable. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because there's things that I've done and I used to be a DJ. Who the hell knew? You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
can't stay up until 4 o'clock anymore. I mean,
Right. There's a life change there.
well, just put it this way: 4 o'clock out. You know what I mean? I could be at home, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you never know what you're gonna fall into as far as business. Let's say you start off with a certain thing, you might fall into something else that you even like better. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So-
And you never know. So through networking, which we've talked about before with between you and I and between a lot of our guests, like the importance of networking. For us when we met Anthony, who was on our show,
Love that
oh my
guy.
gosh, awesome. I never knew what that connection could do for us. And with not every, but many conversations I've had with him, and he's opened the door for these amazing opportunities for us as small business owners, for the city of Bristol, whatever it might be. If it's a question to me and he's like, I really think this would be great. And I said, yeah. And if I do agree with that and I'm on the same page, I'm like, yep, great. How can we make it happen?
Right.
What does that look like? And that's just us really, I don't want to say failing forward because it's not failing forward. It's really kind of like stumbling forward
Right.
and figuring out, okay, so we have this amazing opportunity. Now, of course, the big E is in my brain because we're talking about it. Okay, how do we staff the store? How do we make sure we have enough inventory? What are we going to tell our makers? How are we going to tell people, how, when, all those details. And it really just took me and Eric sitting down probably at our local diner because we try to do it every Monday, and having our business meeting and sitting there and solely just talking through all of those things. And we figured it out. It was fine. I had all this like nervousness, like this nervous energy and anxiety over something that
Right.
didn't need to be, but it's totally normal.
It does help when you do have a partner that's in the same business as you,
Yeah.
and you both you have to make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if, well, you have two businesses. So, like, technically, you can probably fall back on one and still pay your mortgage,
Yeah.
but a lot of people can't.
Right.
So, if you do have that support, take advantage of it. Talk to your partner or whoever, someone that you really trust that you're in business with. Say, hey, listen, if things aren't, I need your back. You know what I
Right,
mean? I
right.
really need your back, and vice versa. If you
Yeah.
need my back, I got your back.
Right.
But you have to pull each other up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, and know that there is security, if you need it.
Yeah. I mean, I could say there's so many times, even if you don't have a business partner, through networking, I've become really good business friends with a lot of people in our area. And there have been things that have come up, and I've pulled people aside depending on their specialties and stuff. And I'm like, hey, this is what we're thinking. This is your world. What do you think?
Right.
And I kind of ramble off, if we're at lunch or whatever, what I'm thinking. And usually if they chime in or if we can find a way to partner and collaborate, that's even better.
Right.
Because then you have people who have your back, who are on your team, out there with you, doing the things that
Like us.
that's right. And they know how to do all the things. And I think that speaks volumes to networking, the importance of networking. And you now have this power, knowing you have this support team, whether it's your partner, whether it's your networking crew, your family, whatever it might be, you know that they have your back, and you can go out there and you can say, yeah, I want to do the big E. I have no idea how we're going to pay for it, how we're going to market it, how we're going to build it. But you know what? We're going to do it.
Right.
And there's
There you
so
go.
much power in that.
There
I think
is.
It's so cool.
And it gives you the drive also.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as going off your marketing, like people, they're like, oh, how do I market myself? And it's expensive to make commercials.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, you have so many free platforms. Any social media, start off with your social media. You don't have to have, it's nice to have a website,
Yep.
but not
it's
a lot
very
of people
nice.
are going to actually visit your website.
Mhm.
They're most likely to catch you on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever,
TikTok.
TikTok. And that's more worldwide. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Depending on your business, if you can work from home on your laptop,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter where they're from. You know what I mean? So don't be feel that you're limited to making a commercial or coming up with thousands of dollars to market a commercial that
Mhm.
you might get customers from. You know what I
Right.
mean? Utilize that anything that's free at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Social media, word of mouth, like you said, chamber of commerce,
Mhm.
stuff like that. That's your specialty because I still haven't belonged to any chamber of commerce or anything like that. So
Well,
yeah,
it's funny you bring it up only because I'm teaching a small business marketing class once a week. So we just had a class last night, and the whole topic was advertising. And what I do in general with the class is I will talk about things that you have to pay money for. So last night we talked a lot about Facebook advertising, boosting posts, the difference between the two.
hmm
But I also brought in Google AdWords, which it has been a hot minute since I've spent time on Google anything other than my Google business page.
we gotta talk.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And but in talking to those that are taking my class, I had this moment last night for any of you listening. And I got in the car with Eric and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I realized I really need to be doing this for our businesses. I don't know the last time I went and did that." So there's like a keyword planner, right? That's
Right.
free. Again, we're talking about free resources, which is really what made me think about it.
Right.
It literally takes you all of 5 or 10 minutes. You type in some keywords that you align with your business, whatever it is. Could be if you're a chef, could be if you're a photographer, whatever it might be. And it will populate for you all the popular keywords that you could and should be using
Right.
on the back end, whether it's on your social media or your website
Make
or your
AI do
blog.
the work for you.
It's amazing.
The thing is, yeah, that's what we should talk about. Probably not in this episode because it's going to take a while. But as far as AI goes, you can make
Mm.
yourself. You ever hear of an AI agent?
So I've heard of it, but I have never dove into it.
All right. So what an AI agent is you would throw. It's almost like a chart that you can make to. If you do this, then do this, and then you know what I mean. So it
Oh,
automatically say,
okay.
if I give you these photos, I want you to pump them out every 5 days.
Right.
One photo a day with this caption or whatever. Load everything in
Huh.
and let it do it itself. You're-
Interesting.
You don't have to do a damn thing.
So that's something that's beyond ChatGPT world. That's like
That's next level,
AI.
right.
It's like an assistant.
It's
It
exactly
kind of sounds like
that's
having
exactly
an AI
it. Yeah,
assistant.
that's exactly what it is. It's an agent for you.
So have you set that up before?
I'm working on it right now.
Are you like, how do you feel about it? Only because
I think you would love it.
I'm like, oh,
No,
I got
I'm
all the
serious. You
feels
want to
now.
talk about free time? I think you'll free
Wow.
up because you're a marketer. So
Yeah,
as far as you go, yeah, that's definitely going to benefit you.
that's so interesting. So can you import? So like now I do all of our scheduling and everything for both businesses in the Meta Business Suite. Now it makes me feel like I'm really old that I'm saying that's like old school.
Yeah, you are.
So can you import like your stuff for your photography
Media?
business? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can import those things. It doesn't have to be
Videos,
created
photos.
by AI.
Correct.
That's
You can do
huge.
that. You can add your own stuff, add your own captions, or you can just type into Chat GPT or Google Gemini and say, "Hey,
Mhm.
give me a paragraph on this subject, and I want to
Huh.
put it with this picture
Right.
and post it on Monday at
Huh.
this time." And it'll do it. Just it'll say, "Give me the picture" or whatever, and then
Right.
they'll do it, and it'll come up with its own thing. But you have to tell it exactly what you want in that
Right.
post. You know what I mean?
Right. You have
Not
to give it
word
the
for
copy.
word.
Okay.
It'll spit out something and then it'll ask you, "Is this okay?" Perfect, because
Huh.
it's short. It's short. Short form content. So
Right. It doesn't
it's
need to be.
yeah, it's easy to read, easy
Yeah.
for you to. Okay, I don't like this word. Okay, let's just take this out. Blah blah
Huh.
blah, and then put it on the shelf and let it go afterward. It's simple.
Do you feel like it's something that is, I know you're saying you're working on getting kind of everything uploaded and stuff and working with it. Is it
Mhm.
something that you feel like you need a lot of time to kind of,
To learn it,
yeah.
I think. Well, basically, all right. So a lot of people that they're intimidated by it.
Mm.
You're basically talking to it like a person.
Hmm.
Say, "Hey, Kara, I need you to take this picture, and can you post it like on Monday?" And put something in there about a business plan on day one. Give me a plan, a tip of the day
Huh.
about marketing or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll spit out, okay, it'll spit out a couple answers. What do you think of these or whatever?
So
Oh, I like number
interesting.
2. Number two's good. All right, so let's use that one.
Yeah.
It's just like talking to a regular person.
And then you just I'm assuming on like the settings side, like you connect it to all your different social media
Yes.
outlets and stuff like
Yeah.
your emails,
Yep.
everything.
You connect it to your
Oh, what a
website,
treat.
all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna.
I love
I'm gonna
that.
give you a class. I
I
don't know how
hope
much I'm
so.
gonna charge you though. Just kidding. I gotta make money. We are partners here.
Yes,
So,
we are.
but
That's so wild though. Like I knew that those things were out there and
yes.
I get served a lot of ads when I'm doom scrolling because it's really bad on Instagram for virtual assistants.
Yep.
So not AI assistants, but virtual. And I've always considered it and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
But that's basically the same thing. The
But
agent is a virtual assistant for you.
that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And there are different levels, I assume, of packages and stuff like that
Of
that
course.
you can do.
Yeah. There's a free one which is basically just Chat GPT,
Right. Right.
which everyone's using.
Yeah.
And then there's a pro version where you can add video and all kinds of other stuff
Huh.
and make up short form photo, video
Yeah.
and photos and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely in your line of work, any kind of marketing or anything like that, I suggest 100% going for that. It'll save you so much time. The only
Hmm.
thing is there is a small learning curve,
Yeah.
but just remember you talk to it like it's a person. But the more descriptive that you are, the
Mm-hmm.
better the results you'll get because
So, yeah.
you're on a credit system
Okay.
and you're allowed X amount of credits.
Hmm.
So, like if you're on the pro tier, I think you get, I don't know what it is. It's like 1,200 credits, but you can blow through those quick
Oh, I
because
bet.
if you want an animated video or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
it costs you 100 credits right there.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
you have to go with the ultra plan. And of course,
course.
Steve has the ultra plan, but
Thank
that's
goodness.
like $3,000. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Huh.
it's definitely worth it, and it makes your life easier. You definitely would
That's
benefit
so
from it.
interesting. And I wonder too, I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you do.
Probably not, but go ahead.
Maybe one of our listeners knows the answers and can let me know. And I have to, now I'm going to want to dive into it. But I wonder now, so everything is shifting, right? AI, we're looking at these automated options and images and stuff like that that aren't always all 100% either organic or,
Right,
created by a human.
right.
So I wonder, this is me in my thought bubble land, for those of us in marketing or who own small businesses who are kind of interested in doing this to free up time and to be able to do other things for our businesses or ourselves, I wonder how these social media platforms are going to react, right? Or if they already are reacting. So if they can tell that if I went into ChatGPT and I had ChatGPT create copy,
Yep.
but I put in the images and whatever, but I
Right.
wonder how that does or doesn't impact where you show up in the news feed for people who are scrolling. Are they looking for, organic type content? Because I know there's readers out there that like college students are going through so that
Hmm.
professors know if they wrote their paper or not.
Right.
So I wonder, and I know this seems maybe it's extreme. I don't know, but I hadn't thought about that before.
Well, the thing is, it's like it doesn't change the algorithm.
Okay.
So it shouldn't because basically, if your video is interesting enough,
Mm-hmm.
that gives them watch time. And
Right.
within that watch time, they can throw their ads in or do whatever the hell they want with it. They're making
Yeah.
money off of you anyways.
Right.
So if you get something catchy, you would know this. You got to catch them within the first couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You should have no problem at all. I mean,
That's so interesting. I hope that stays the case because I know with the new, what is it, Edits for Reels, the
Mhm.
new app that they want you to use in order to edit your video for Instagram, like they're encouraging people to do that because it'll show up more. They'll give them more impressions to use their program, which that makes sense to me.
let's say that makes sense.
But I wonder if in the future, unless they have, which they have Meta AI, if you would be penalized or encouraged.
which is probably ran through Google. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the thing. It's like, all right, everyone uses Chat GPT, okay, and you
Everybody.
can smell out the bull. You know what I mean?
You can.
Like
you
I
can
had,
tell.
well, let's just say I had someone break up with someone,
Oh no.
in a podcast. Okay,
Oh wait.
I got this lovely letter, and then someone else calls him out like, "That's totally Chat GPT. What kind of bullshit is that?" You know what I mean? So, but anyways, yeah. So it's like, but the thing is if you don't just rely on Chat GPT, if you look out there, I can name off 20 different things,
Mm-hmm.
20 different AI assistants that will either blow it out of the water
Right.
or not give you the same exact answer. One of them is perplexity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deep mind thinking, which dives even deeper into ChatGPT.
Wow.
And it gives you better answers, better structure.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds. There's Mid Journey for video and photos. There's like
Wow.
everyone has their own specialty,
Mm-hmm.
but Perplexity is a good one. ChatGPT 5.0 is
Yeah,
out now,
I
so
just got that.
that's a good one. Google
Yeah.
Gemini is a good one because it
Mm.
integrates your calendar and everything else out, and you can make your AI agents and all that.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
yeah, it's like a big suite.
I love that.
Yeah, so
Oh.
as long as you have, and like I said, use your social media. It's free.
Right. Yes.
Get people to, like, if you have a page, get them to follow you.
Yeah.
Okay, the people you're gonna probably like if you want to make money off of that, it's more of the views.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have them follow you, they're probably gonna watch it anyways.
Right.
So I would suggest telling people to subscribe.
Yeah.
You hear that? Subscribe to our podcast.
Do it.
And not just on one platform. Subscribe to us on YouTube,
Yeah.
Spotify, anything,
Apple Music,
Apple Music,
Spotify,
all of
the
it.
places.
Just follow us,
Yeah.
because it does help us, helps everybody,
Yes.
helps us stay here and bring you more content.
Which we love.
Yeah, exactly.
We love this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of just in general with social media. And I know you're saying, with content and like organic content versus stuff that's in ChatGPT, something that I have seen happen a few times between both of our businesses is like our content style is
Mhm.
being replicated or something very close to it
Right.
out in the marketplace, which happens. I used to see it with breweries a lot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell, if you have a specific style and you're using ChatGPT or whatever it is
Right.
for brainstorming or content dumping or whatever it is, just to
Right.
kind of get your thoughts together.
Yep.
If you're a small business owner, I just talked about this last night. Talk in a way for your business that is special to you.
Right.
Don't go out there and copy someone else's voice or use ChatGPT because, like you said, everyone's going to be able to see straight through that and they're going to know it's not
Exactly.
genuine.
No, it's not.
And I feel like for a small business, that's the most important is to be genuine.
Well, that's another thing I tell people to do too. When you're using like ChatGPT or whatever, sometimes it comes out as too professional from what you
Mhm.
really are.
Right.
So you can, when I say speak to it like you speak to a person, you can take that content and say, hey, can you dumb this down a little bit?
Right.
You can actually
Right.
say, can you dumb this down a little bit or speak to me like I'm a fifth grader
Right.
and it will do that for you.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's another tool of it. People
Yeah.
just think, okay, I got an answer or they'll hit remix or whatever.
Yeah.
No, just say, pretend I'm a sixth grader.
Mm-hmm.
Explain it to me like this, or
Yeah.
or make this commercial wording that appeals to kids or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be more specific on that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all super valid. And I'm still learning a whole lot about AI.
good luck. There's a bunch out
God.
there.
I feel like I need like a week just in like YouTube and understanding.
You
and probably
have to
talking
set, yeah, you're gonna have to set a schedule.
focus.
Just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's how. There's
But
so many out there.
But I feel like it could really make such a difference in a positive way while still keeping, your small business voice. There's just so many different avenues instead of just using it as a prompt
Right.
responder, maybe.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
There's just so much more. And I have used it here and there for like personal things. Like I'm doing the feasting and fasting.
Yeah.
And because I have Hashimoto's, it's like a whole thing. So you have to be cautious of how it impacts your thyroid, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know.
Basically, she's saying still stay healthy.
Yeah. But I've used it for that and I've actually really enjoyed it
Mhm.
because I'll put in, what I ate that day or what my activity is going to be for exercise or whatever. And it does real time respond and it acts like a coach. It doesn't replace a coach.
No,
I wanna
right.
say
No,
that,
but you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
There's just a lot of information. So if you can find the right questions to ask, and there's tons of reels out there from marketing small business people who will give you these prompts, try it.
Right.
And see what happens. You may hate it and you may really love it.
Right.
And I think that is kind of, I guess, the way.
I
it
would
goes for a
say
lot
you're
of things.
probably going to hate it at first. No, because if you don't know what you're doing,
Mhm.
you're not going to get the results you want.
Right.
So,
Right.
like I said, you speak to it like a person. You could even tell it to dumb it down or smart and make it sound more professional,
Hmm.
make it more lighthearted. There's all different ways of doing it. You just have to know how to use it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that's the key point that I'm saying.
Yeah. I
So
think that's huge. I think, again, we'll use your circling back.
okay,
Just talking about free resources for marketing, for your small business in general. Um, yeah, I can't echo any of that enough. You know, you have your branding that can all be at a cost, but it could also be something that you create at a very low cost in Canva, and then you can evolve it over time.
right,
Advertising, I talked last night, like I said, about Facebook boosting versus advertising, understanding those differences, spending the time. Again, it all comes back to the time that you need to spend in order to understand the difference between all of these amazing resources.
right,
Again, some free, some are paid, and free in terms of getting educated about what they are.
exactly.
But it's so important, and show up in your community. Like you and I were at
That's
Rockwell
that is a
last
big
weekend
thing. Yeah,
together.
that's a big thing. Is your own community, especially if you offer a service
Yes.
that can impact your immediate community. You
Right,
know what I
because
mean?
you were
So,
there taking video and pictures, and
right.
your drone was there. So I think
Yep.
the people that are going to get to see that final compilation of everything you do, you never know what could come from that experience.
Right. So that's what I did. Like when I first started, um, I was just going around town taking videos, taking
Hmm.
photos. I'm a professional, so they came out good. I'm not like bragging, but I'm just saying they came
They're
out
pretty great.
they're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put that out. I didn't ask for any money. I just put
Right.
it out in your local chat,
Hmm.
local town chat, what do you call it, page. And people are like, oh my God, who are you?
Right.
What
How do I talk to
how do
you?
I talk to you? I'm looking to have this done. You think you can do this for me? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And then it's your work is that good.
Right.
Word of mouth is like one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
And I would say both of our businesses,
Oh my
right?
gosh, it's
Yeah.
huge. It's huge. And it really does go back to what you were talking about before, where, if you're just starting, putting yourself out there like that, or like Eric and I would go and we would take pictures in front of local businesses and we would support them. We'd get coffee or we would go get a beer at a brewery, whatever it was. But doing those types of things open up your funnel, right, of people that know that you exist, and you take at that time every single job that comes through.
Yep. And
Um,
figure it out later.
and you figure it out.
Mhm.
And, we started Dusty Dude with cutting boards, cornhole sets, coasters, couch trays, like you name it. Eric was building, he was using we bought a CNC machine.
You did?
We did.
Those aren't
And
cheap.
no. And that thing was a beast to put together. I thought
You
that
had to
I
put it together?
Oh yeah,
What'd you get,
it
an
came in
IKEA?
little pieces. Oh my god, it was so awful. And we had brought the dogs because I was like, oh, I'm gonna film and we're gonna do like a long form video so I could speed it up and everyone's gonna watch. And we opened the box and the look on our faces like, oh my gosh, why? This is one of those things.
That would have been a good video right
Oh
there.
my, it was awful. That took us hours. And he's like, oh, it'll just be a little bit. Mm-hmm. Famous last words.
Was it from IKEA or no?
No, X-Carve. We still have it. The amount of belts we broke on it, bits we broke on it. That was a
I
that
could
was a
see
whole
that,
time.
man. That's too funny.
But anyway, so now we are where we are, and we're super niched down to, we do custom woodworking, and now with J Brand & Co, we're able to offer all these other services, which is great, but those are in his niche.
Right.
And so now, we have a shop minimum. It's $1,200. So
Mhm.
if you want a cornhole set, or you want, like, you could get a couple cornhole sets and make it worth it for you.
Right.
But our minimum starts at that now, instead of, $10 for a coaster set that, probably broke however many pieces trying to make it.
Right.
But that was part of life.
Then you'd have to sell gross rather than
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more work for the same amount of money. We can just
Right.
sell one piece.
Right.
And
So, and that's what we learned. We learned what was more profitable, what was worth the time, what were people looking for.
right.
People were like charcuterie heavy for, oh my God, it felt like forever, months. I mean, we were making 400 cutting boards a month, charcuterie boards a month for that company in Texas. Yeah. And
I'm
they were selling
impressed.
them. It was wild. It was a wild time. It was probably one of the most memorable times of my life was that year of time where Eric and I were just in there all the time. I slept on the floor, would hurt my finger. I was in the ER, before our honeymoon. Like, but all of those things were so special. but they were hugely informative times for us.
Right.
We learned so much. What stain do we use? How many dust bags do we really need? How can we buy sandpaper in bulk?
Yeah.
All those
Yeah.
things.
This has been
So-
sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
We don't need,
Right.
we don't need to invest in this anymore. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
I totally get that.
So
Yep.
I feel like all those topics just somehow got intertwined and we just totally
I
went down
know.
the AI rabbit hole.
Yeah, we went down that. So we're probably going to wrap it up right
Yeah.
now. But listen, we have a lot more to get into as far as niches go and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So what we're going to do is we're going to compile a list using AI.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
And we're going to, whenever it's just me and Kara, we're going to go down to each one of these and dive deeper into these subjects. But
Yeah.
this is just an overall to get you going
Yeah.
type thing. You know what I mean? So a little kick in the pants for you.
I always like these. Next week, we'll have a guest with us again. So thank you guys so much for tuning into Small Business Social. A huge thank you to all of you listeners who have come back, religiously each week for us. Again, we apologize for not being here last week, but small business sickness does happen. So if you love today's episode, be sure to subscribe, like we said earlier, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We've got more amazing small business owners and experts coming your way. Until next time, keep supporting small and spreading big ideas.
See you later.
Bye.